Yo, let's get off schedule real quick. Guys, Will Metscher is so damn good at his job. He needs more people to help him with his client. He's too fucking good. If you want to learn to help people change their lives or continue to do so, if you did that when you were at, you know, selling books and shit, you guys need to reach out to us. We'll put you in touch with Will. He'll hook it up. Everybody, we're going to do a quick jockey spotlight with Cardinal Cedar Benefits. We're off schedule for a quick minute from the episode. Hope you're enjoying it. Take a sip of your beer. Yeah, that's good. Cardinal helps old people when they're dying because they help them with their final expense insurance. So the senior market is well taken care of for how expensive it is to die. It's a lot. Back to work.
What's going on, everyone? Andres here, and this is another episode of the Ponytails Podcast. Look at me with all the merch. This is, I think, the first time I've repped the hat and the t-shirt. If you're just listening in, well, check it out on our YouTube channel. Speaking of which, thank you for being back. If this is your second or more episode, I am very thankful that you decided to tune in again. I am so excited for today's episode. A couple of announcements and things for people who are new to the show. If you're not new, feel free to skip this part. But if you are new, listen in. What we are about. If you sold books, we interview alumni of Southwestern Advantage. Hey, so you already know what that can entail. And if you have no idea what that means, if you did not sell books, well, let me tell you a little bit about it. Southwestern Advantage recruited and recruits college kids. They've been doing it since, I think, the Civil War, pretty much, like 1868 or something. And they recruit these college kids every summer to go sell books door to door, cold call, across different part of the country every summer since literally the Civil War, which means that there's been about 300,000 people who have done this over the history of the company, and about 100 to 150,000 of them are still living and walking around the earth. Now, they recruit these kids all the way from Europe, sometimes other parts of the world, and of course the United States, and they get to travel to a different part of the country. They're working 80 hours a week, Monday through Saturday, like 7:30 in the morning till about 10 p.m. at night sometimes. And that is the whole gist of it. But naturally, when you go door to door and you see and meet all these different people, you're going to have some stories to tell from the experiences that could happen to you. So that's exactly what we do here. We talk to people and they come on and they share the stories of their life and their experience with that, how it impacted them positively, negatively, for the good, the better, the ugly. But all in all, it is a very open conversation, very transparent conversation that we get to have with these people. Now, most of the time, I don't know our guests and I don't know anything about them. We don't do any research prior to that because we believe in that organic relationship that you can establish with someone because you have this shared experience. And that's really been the bread and butter of our show. However, every once in a while, I am honored by someone who I've already met and I get to know them even more here on the show. So I am the luckiest person in the building. Today is one of those situations. I met Raymund or Ray Barro. Oh, let's go, Barros! I'm gonna say it with the S, Barros. Let's go. I mean, it's Barros for some of you, but Barros if you can roll that R. And I met him at our Bisler trip, which I'm sure we'll probably get into here in a little bit. Our Bisler trip was our alumni trip for people who wanted to come out and enjoy it. So we went to Cancun, and I met my man. My man was a badass, just a chill dude. And I said, hey, man, at some point, I got to get you on the show. He agreed, and here we are. So Ray sold for 2 summers, part of the Eagle Blitz organization. He sold in the years 2017 and then the summer of 2018. Went to the University of Central Florida, so he is Orlando, specifically from Kissimmee, Florida, which is south of Orlando, kind of, I mean, not too far from Disney World. This is a new one. His favorite scroll from the Augmentino book is number 6. Today, I will be the master of my emotions, which is pretty badass. And I'm sure he'll tell you, and you will notice if you're watching, my man got his braces taken off, and now his smile is looking back. He's so sharp with that smile, he gonna cut me. So, on that note, when I come back, we will be on with my man Ray.
Ponytails Podcast.
Boom! What is up, good sir?
What's up, Andres? How you doing?
Dude, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've seen you. I'm doing better and better every day, so now I'm just excellent.
Cool. Yeah. How long has it been?
So Bisler, well, as of today's recording, it's been a couple months since Bisler.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's the last time and the first time I saw you. So
That's right. But it could be the first or and last time ever. So
debatable. I'm working on getting to Oregon. Did Bree tell you?
no.
So I went to Cancun, and then 2 weeks later I went to Boston, and then I was like, man, I need to do one more hiking trip by myself. And then I started looking up, I was like, Oregon, and then I don't remember the name, but it has like the clearest river in the United States or something. And I was like, wait, I
Bend?
can go, it's like 4 hours from y'all
Okay.
in Portland. And I was like, I can stop by while I'm there and just do my own thing. And I was just like, we'll see.
Yeah, bro. Come see us anytime. We got a spare bedroom open for you whenever you want it. Jacob Levine was just here. He was the latest. Oh no, actually, Crystal and Justin Weeblehouse, two recent alumni, both were also just here. So we've already hosted a couple book kids while they were just passing through.
I remember
One,
Jake. I actually talked to him. I had a conversation with him.
yeah, he's the shit. Jacob Levine's one of our biggest fans as well. But dude's a homie for real. So hey man, let's jump in. I'm so excited to talk to you. We specifically avoided talking about your career because I wanted to do that over the episode that I knew we were going to eventually film. So we kind of avoided talking about Southwestern stuff while we were at Bisler.
Yeah.
And so I guess actually let's start with that. How was Bisler for you?
Bisler for me. Okay, so let's start from the top. How did I find out? So for me, I kind of do my own thing. I'm like more of an individualist, and then I get a text from Naomi, and she's like, "Do you want to go to Bisler?" I'm like, what's Bisler? And she's like, "Well, it's like Sizzler, but better, Bisler, and anyone can go. So you should come." And knowing me, I'm just like, "Sure. When is it?" And then she's like, "Well, it's in August." And I'm like, "Cool. I'll be there. We'll see what
My
happens."
man. Stop. See, that's why we love it. Because you're just the yes guy. It's just great. You're up there like, yeah, man.
Yeah, literally, that was it.
Hey,
Like, I was just like, "Sure."
that was so fun, man. I do miss it. That was a good time.
Yeah, I was just like, "Wow, this is such a great idea. I'm glad I went." Everyone's like, "Ray, you're like glowing," and I'm like, "I know. I just went to Cancun. How about you?"
Oh, the resort was so nice, bro. Oh man. Oh, so exciting. Well, we got to make some friends. I got to make some friends, some alumni friends that at the trip. That was really fun. So hell yeah, man. Hell
Yep.
yeah. Dude, all right. So you're usually we start with like what are you up to now and kind of like since Southwestern catch us up on what you've been up to.
Mhm.
I know you're still going through a journey of figuring that out. So it's as
Yeah.
detailed as you want it to be at this point. But walk us through from like when you left and maybe why you left and to what you're up to now to maybe what you're looking to do in the next few years.
Okay, cool. So I left this was 2018. I was a sophomore at UCF, and I was just like going through my thing, and I didn't really have the summers I wanted, as in both, but we'll get into that. So I was just going through school. I started as a computer science major. So I'm a straight up nerd. I will be honest with you. Doesn't look like it. That's what I do. I'm good with math, I'm good with numbers. And then at the time, I was struggling with CS. I was working full time in my job. And then I actually flunked out of CS, of computer science, like the whole thing. I got kicked out of the College of Engineering and Computer Science. And I
Whoa.
was like, cool. I was like, cool. So in my head, so I come back and I'm struggling in school and I'm just like, what am I doing? I'm not having the greatest time. I'm going through like a depression phase that I didn't know at the time, but we're just riding this
Whoa.
wave. We're just riding this wave. And I'm like, okay, we flunked out. We're not gonna tell anybody. We lied to a lot of people saying I just wasn't happy. And then I was just like, cool, pick a major. So I'm literally scrolling through the list of like other departments and I'm like, cool, statistics. We got to do it. Like my mom is like, you got to graduate. And I didn't tell my mom this. My mom that might not know that I flunked out yet. Really, like I'm being completely honest.
Even to today?
It's debatable because sometimes she remembers, sometimes she doesn't. She's getting up there, but it's like I didn't want to disappoint anybody, and I felt like I let a lot of people down, so I kind of just left that part out. Like I was just like, we just switched majors. We just switched majors. So we ended up in statistics. So this is like 2018 onwards, 2019, and like I kind of hit my rock bottom at that point, and I kind of just built myself up after that. Like I was a lot more happier. I actually like statistics. Like it's something I actually enjoy that like I kind of want to do with the rest of my life. And it's really like at the end of the day, Andres, what I want to do is I want to do data analytics for sports, which in
Oh,
turn,
dope.
so when I like my end goal is to go to Europe and either work for the top five, Premier League, La Liga, Ligue 1,
My man.
or Formula One. Like, because Formula One's big in
Oh,
numbers,
my man.
So that is like my dream.
Yeah.
Like that is my dream to be a data analyst for sports. And if I can get to Europe, I'm cool.
Bro, let's go. Hey, hold on. Before we continue, I got a couple things. One, I think, do you have like your smoke alarm going off? Is that what that noise is? Is there any way
Yes.
we can unplug that thing? Any way we can get that battery out?
That's actually my room is unplugged. That's from around the house.
Oh shit! I should have pointed it out. Maybe people weren't listening, and now they're not gonna not hear it. Well,
Yeah, I'm so unused to it, and then I heard it, and then I'm like, "Fuck!" No.
Well, no. Let's be bookmen. Let's be bookmen. Let's make something fun out of the situation. So every time that thing beeps, we gotta. I don't know. We gotta. Maybe we should just keep a counter on it. We can keep a counter, and then people can. All right, hold on. We're gonna make the best out of this because why not, right? I hope people listening
Yeah,
are like, yes, I'm proud. So raise beep counter.
raise up. What is it called? Fire alarm beeper.
Raise
Trust me,
beep
you're not the
counter.
only one. When I play video games, my friends are so used to it that they don't even hear it anymore. Like we're going 4 years strong now, 3 years strong now. They just out of sight, out of mind for them. It's
Let's
really bad.
go. I'm adding some in there. Also, okay, so while I'm doing this, we can continue the conversation, but I'm gonna keep a counter over here because it's hilarious. Okay, so Formula One, for those people who might not know, is like the top apex, top of the line racing, like car racing sport. It's like you might think like NASCAR, and it's like NASCAR is to Formula One what like maybe high school football is to the NFL. It's like next level.
It's NASCAR even faster with more turns.
And cooler cars, and like
Yeah.
they go all over the world. I'm actually going to the race this weekend. So this is
In
October 28th.
Texas?
Yeah, I'll be in Austin for the race.
You're going to Coda.
Yeah, dude. You want to come or what?
I work this weekend. I can't. I'm trying to go to Europe next year, though. I think so it's cheaper to go to Europe, go to a F1 race, than it is to go to a race in America.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, they race all over the world. I went to the race in Miami, and then now I'm going to the one here in Coda, and I'm so fucking pumped, dude. So if you ever get to work for that, I know you're gonna hook it up. I know you're gonna hook it up with the tickets. I'm cheering for you so hard. Like, I'm gonna be like, go, Jacob. I thought Jacob give me the ticket. Go, Ray, go, Ray, go, Ray, go. Jacob takes photos for them. That's why I thought of Jacob, because that's what I said the same thing to him. He takes photos for Red Bull sometimes.
Oh, was he there in Miami for?
Yeah, get this. So I got to go because he couldn't use his ticket. This is total bookman story. He couldn't use his ticket. And so, because he's left for sales school that Sunday. So Saturday he was taking pictures for Red Bull. And then he's like, he had to get to sales school on Sunday. And he didn't go. And I was like, bruh, yes. And so I had to get like overnight flights to get to like Miami. And I got there from Portland. He called me like at 8 p.m. my time, which is 11 o'clock his time in the East Coast. And he's like, can you get here by tomorrow? And I'm like, excuse me, red eye flight, just looking like there's got to be a fucking flight. And there was one flight. And it was
my God.
It was like $300, which is what the ticket cost. But like
that's nothing. That's nothing. For a dream. For a dream, that's nothing.
Yeah, no, and then a cousin of mine picked me up at the airport, and he took me to the track, and then that was it.
Oh man!
Hell yeah, dude, that was awesome. So shout out
did you
Jacob.
Meet anybody?
No, I mean I've made friends with the people around. Everybody in the stand was a Red Bull fan, which I'm not the biggest Red Bull fan, but like I was just trying to be fun with people and just have a good time. So we were drinking, and it's kind of like a sports event. I mean, like a football game where everybody's there. I mean, there's so many fucking people. It's crazy. It's like 150,000 people. Just watching the race.
That's a lot of people.
I think there was 140 last year in Coda, so maybe I'm over exaggerating it, but still, it's more than a football game. Like, it's a lot of people.
That's almost double, isn't it?
Yeah, depending on the stadium, but yeah, essentially. It's kind of wild. It was a blast, bro. So next year they're gonna be in Vegas. We should go to that race.
I'm down. I'm down if the opportunity is there for me. Like if my schedule works out, I'll be there.
Because it's November 18th. They're going on the strip. They're gonna race right down the strip.
And there's only what I think I've read it. There's only like 6 corners, so they're only going to be flying. It's 6 to 8 corners max, and there's 2 DRS zones, so they're going to
Yeah,
be moving
fast. Yeah, right. I could talk to you about Formula One for the whole episode. So let's just
Absolutely,
quit while we're
yeah. Like,
ahead. But anybody else who wants to join us, maybe we should do like a Southwestern alumni reunion where like we all meet at the race or whatever. Kind of dope.
that would be. I'd be about it.
You be bad. Let's do it. That's fuck yeah. Well, that's cool. Actually, we can maybe do that because there's a large population in Florida of
Yeah.
alumni, so maybe we can have one there. And then there's a large population in Texas. I mean, huge. So maybe we
Okay.
could have one in Austin, and then
So
there's a large population in Vegas, and then
so
that gives
go
me a
to
reason to be.
Miami.
Oops, I'm gonna put it on the company card. I need to be in Miami this weekend.
Just convenient locations where Formula One races.
You know. Oops. There's races in Europe, so I can like, oh dude, don't get me started. Okay, moving on. So anyway, so you want to work for Formula One and or soccer, which I can also talk to you about that for hours. Any particular club you'd like to work at? I think we're at 60.
I would say for me, I would want to go to like the top 5. So it's like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Man U, Arsenal, like the big dogs, like the epitome of success. I would
Yeah.
work for them. Like my heart goes to Bayern Munich, but if I can't, as long as I get to where I want to be, I'm cool with it.
Dude, if you gotta hook it up. Actually, we might have a way in for you. By the way, after the show, I'll see if I can hook it up for you. But what does that mean for you for school? When are you planning on being done? What's like the trail to get there?
So yeah, that's the thing. I just finished school in May. So like,
Okay.
so this summer was like kind of like a graduation present for myself because I went on 3 vacations in 6 weeks. So like I went to Cancun. Before Cancun, I went to Charlotte. And then after Cancun, I went to Boston. So I've just kind of just been living life. And now we got to just hunker down, and I'm looking to get into the field right now, like a
Oh, yeah.
data analyst. And I have like a little project I'm working on because I work at Topgolf, and they allowed me the opportunity to do a little bit of like data analysis for them. And I'm gonna like try to see if I can like tiptoe into their corporate world. So I'm kind of just like I'm playing both sides of the field. Like I work at Topgolf. I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if I told you that.
You might have mentioned something, but it's good to know now. It's pretty dope.
Yeah. So like if you're ever in Orlando, I play for free as long as you're with me. So and then it's half off food and drinks. Cool with it. Like we can always go. But I'm also trying to like tiptoe my way into the corporate world because like they can vouch for me because I'm good at my job. And then if not, I'm just going to continue pushing and applying for other jobs. That's like where I'm at right now at this current moment when I say I'm trying to figure out life. But while I'm doing it, I'm having a good time.
Hell yeah, man. How did you talk your way into doing that? Use some Southwestern skills? Be like, hey, have you not
Yeah.
heard about me? Let me find a need.
So essentially, the situation came to me, and it's just like right place, right time, and just talking. Like my boss, she's the director of operations for Orlando, and she likes me because I actually volunteer for Topgolf. I'm actually like I have volunteered the most hours this year. So once a month, I go volunteer with them at 8 a.m. and I do it for 3 hours. I do it because I want to. Like there's no reason, but like she likes that I do that. And she was like, Ray, like, what do you want to do with your life? And I'm just like, yeah, I just want to be a data analytics. And she was like, we'll see what we can do for you. A couple weeks later, I go back to her. I'm like, hey, do you have anything you can do for me? Wow, this counter is now getting to my head. It's just going up. But yeah, so like I was like, hey, can you like did you I basically I like reapproached her because she approached me, and I'm just like, hey, like, what's the deal? Like, is there anything you can do for me? And she was like, yeah. And then she like pulls me in, she brings in like our operations manager, and they show me this giant Excel sheet. And they were like, what can you find from this? And I'm like, cool, you give me time, I can tell you what it says. And essentially I made a project that basically told them, like, if you look at this part of what we do, you might be able to find a way to do better. without going into detail. So basically, I was given this table that finds out how effective we are. And I basically came down to the conclusion that instead of looking at what days of the week we're busy, we can actually probably limit it to a couple hours of the day, like specific hours of, I think it's like between a 2 hour wait and a 3 hour wait. Those are our most effective times. And if we increase those times, we can increase our efficiency in turning bays, which are like getting people in and out. That's
That's
what I was
dope.
able to find.
Check out the big brain on Ray.
It comes out every now and then.
Let's go. Damn, bro. Okay, so we're gonna up the ante with this beep counter because people are hopefully follow this far. So you're gonna guess how many times you think it'll beep in the time that we're doing this, and I'll guess how many times it'll beep. There's 13, and then whoever gets it right will do like a bet, and then people like at least are along for the ride. You know what I'm saying? So make it better for them.
So we're at what? 1 a minute. So I'll probably say like 70.
You think you'll get it to 70? Okay, I'm gonna say it's gonna get to 79.
79.
Okay, so if it's below 79, if it's 78 or below, you win. And so anything over and under, you know what I'm saying? Anything under
Yeah,
79. But if anything above 79, I win.
Yeah. Cool. We'll see what
Oh,
happens.
sorry. Anything below 70. Anything below 70.
70 is mine.
You
Anything
win.
below 79 is yours. Or 70 between 79 is yours. Like
70 between 79 is gonna be like it'll be like a wash. So if it's 72 or 78, anything between, it's a wash. But then above 79, that's it. So
you have the over, I have the under.
yeah. And so the thing is, one of us has to eat like one of the hot wings, like the bomb.com.
Okay. Oh, that's another one. Now I'm listening. Now I can hear it.
I'm only gonna count the ones that are loud, like really loud. Sometimes they're a little bit in the background, but it's not like super in your face.
Okay.
That's what I've been counting. But you gotta eat a wing with the bomb.com and put it on your social media. Say I lost the beat challenge. Go check it out on my episode. You down?
I'm down. I'm cool.
Oh baby, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to eat no hot wings. Oh.
Ooh,
And we're just gonna agree that it's at 15 now. I probably have missed some, but we're gonna be real tight with it. So starting from now, we're at 15.
I told you 1 a minute. I was just like
all
2
right.
a minute.
Homie's gonna cut the story short. He was like, yeah, I sold books. We're gonna be at 69. You'll be like, I sold books.
It's time to go. Time to go.
Oh man. All right. So in that case, since that's kind of what we figured out what you're up to, what you're going, let's jump into some Southwestern stuff.
Yeah.
To not have, to really help your cause, because I feel like if this is a 2-hour episode, you're gonna be eating some hot wings on Instagram. Oh my god. But hey, we found a way to make it fun, right? You gotta make it fun somehow. And people can along that at 17. All right, man. So let's wind the clocks back. 2017. Where the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? When someone says to you, "Hey, what are you doing this summer?" or whatever.
So I was in science class. Don't remember which one. This is freshman year of college, so I no clue. But I remember I filled out a survey in the fall because I got a while. Like it took like a while for me to go to callback. And I answered the phone and I'm like, "Who's this?" And it's like, "Hi, my name is Maddie Greger."
Oh, let's go.
Yep. Filled out a survey about this internship. Really beneficial. You should come to an info session. I'm like, sure, why not? Let's see what happens. So I go. And so that's how it started. Maddie Greger.
Did you know right away, like when you went to the info session, did you know right away that that's what you wanted to do, or were you one of more skeptical kind of like people are sometimes?
I think for me, like I was like, okay, so my biggest thing is I thought I was good at everything. So I was like, I can do this.
Oh, yeah.
I can do this. I was like, I got this. Make a shit ton of money. I don't have to work. I'll get my car because I didn't have my car my freshman year. My mom was like, you need to focus on school. I don't want you working. So don't have your car so you don't have to go to work. And I'm like, cool. I'm gonna get my car back. I'm gonna make a shit ton of money and we're gonna have a great time. Cool.
Dude, let's go. Oh. And then okay, so then you leave for the bookfield.
Yeah.
And I always like to ask about sales school because that's the one that like smacks you in the face. And I want to specifically ask you because of what you just said. I was in the same boat where I thought I was good at everything, And so I get there, and I don't know if they did this in your sales school, but in my sales school, they had us all stand up if we got straight A's, if we were in the varsity team of our high school team, if we had all these cool things,
Yeah.
and then like everyone else was standing up, and I was like, oh shit, I'm from a small town. I am now a normal sized fish. This is not good. Like I got intimidated. You know what I'm saying? Well, what was that experience for you, or like when you finally got to sales school?
So when I got to sales school, I was like, wow, there's a lot of us, number one. Like there's a lot of people who come out. Like you wouldn't believe it, but it was like I was like, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna kick ass. I get out there and I'm like, okay, I know my sales talk. Because Maddie was like, you need to know your sales talk. And then I was starting to get into my kids talk. And then you look around and there's people who are on the college talk already. So I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Like these guys are ahead of me already. And I thought I was ahead. So I was like, let's go to work. Like let's hunker down, let's get to work. And sales school wasn't that bad. Like I felt like for me, it didn't really prepare me because I'm an emotional guy and I kind of knew the situation that like we were in a safe zone. But like I kept my head together at sales school. On the bookfield, not so much. But at sales school, I was like doing good. I was in check. I was losing a lot of weight really fast. That's the craziest
Yeah,
part. Like if you talk to anyone from my first summer, or if you look at the first picture, the first picture you take when you go out to sell books, and
yeah,
it's like,
like
hey,
the
I'm Ray. I have a stomach. My last picture, I don't have a stomach.
bro. That's crazy. That's
I
actually
was a
kind of wild.
walker. I was a walker my first summer.
Damn, dude, that's bananas, bro. And when people are walkers, that's fucking. I was talking to Braylon yesterday.
Yep.
Um, we recorded his episode, and he was walking in Memphis, like the song, like.
Mm-hmm.
But and he was telling me about like anytime that we have people walk, I'm just like, God, that's a different kind of experience entirely. It's not even the same. I mean, it is the same, but it's so hard. Huh? Where did you go? Where did you go that summer?
So I went, it's actually for both my summers, I was a county apart from each other. So
Oh,
I
no
stayed,
way.
I stayed in the same host family for 2 years in a row. Um, so
That's
I
neat.
was in Jackson, Tennessee. So I was actually an hour east of Memphis.
Okay. Okay. So yeah,
So
just south of the company, probably then, or no, or kind of
no,
south of
no,
the company.
we were 2 hours out from Nashville.
Okay.
So
Dope.
we were 2 hours west, but an hour east from Memphis. So we were like kind of in the middle. And that's where I sold.
Hello. Off schedule moment. Wanted to tell you about Southwestern Real Estate. They're 99% drama free. Only 99, not 99.9. So it's a bit spicy. Kind of like this episode. Anyway, they will learn you to kick ass at real estate. So make sure you guys click the link below. Get in touch with them. Okay, back to work. Bye. Oops, we're off schedule again, everybody. I just want to let you know the average agent at Cardinal Senior Benefits works about 31 to 34 hours a week, which is a lot less, about 50 less than we were knocking door to door. Holy shit. Anyway, back to ponytails.
And it's funny because do you know Brandon Barrios?
Brandon Barrios. No, I don't. Maybe by
No.
name.
So basically we kind of had the same complexion and I had curly hair and he had curly hair and he was working the county. I was working the city. So people would get confused by us. It was actually like funny to hear. Like
And
people
your
were like,
last
weren't
name's
you?
kind of similar.
So
Yeah.
people were like, weren't you here the other day? And I'm like, no. And then he was like, weren't you here the other day? They were like, no, he was like, that's my brother. And he would always joke about it because he would like always tell me like people that I met in the city he would meet in the country.
Oh, that's interesting. And you said he was dark complexion as well?
Yeah. Yep. So I used to have like short curly hair, not like short, but like medium long hair. So we kind of look similar back then. I can show you a picture afterwards.
Sure. Yeah, that's hilarious. And when you were down there, I'll ask this question right up the front or right at the
Yeah.
back. Person with dark complexion, right? In Tennessee, small town Tennessee.
Yeah.
I mean, there had to have been some. Did you ever run into like some race stuff or anything like that while you were selling?
Yes, but it's like Southern hospitality race. Like they don't give you the time of day. Like I remember one time I was going through a neighborhood and this guy looks through his window and he goes, "Mom, there's a light skin at the door." I said, "Oh no."
Oh no.
I started cracking up because I'm like, no way did he just call me out like that. Like literally, he's like, "There's a light
There's
skin
a
at the door."
light skin at the door. Jesus.
But it's
Wow.
like they won't give you the time of day. Like there's certain people who wouldn't give you the time of day. But it was like, no, no, thank you. Whatever you're selling, I don't want to understand you. Like you would second approach them and they're like, yeah, I don't want to understand you and just be on your way. I'm like, cool. This is what I'm doing, by the way. And then be on my way.
Damn, dude. Do you remember your first store?
I don't remember my first door.
Oh, dude. Do you
I
remember your first
don't.
customers? Or your first, like,
Ah,
the first time you're
I
like, it works?
so there's actually a couple people. My first sale came on my second day. I was in a kind of sketch part of town, and do you know Jackson Thomas?
Jackson, Thomas. No, I don't think
No, okay.
so.
He used to be part of Eagle Blitz. Me, Brandon, Austin Marsh, and Blake Powell were all crashing at Jackson's HQ. So there was like 8 of us in this house. And so what happened is while we were on the book field, we were supposed to look for HQs. So my first sale is ended up where I living. And it was a very interesting situation because I can be completely honest with you. We should have not lived there. Like, like it was
We get that a
bad.
lot on here.
like, like no
What
shower,
happened?
no shower curtain.
Oh, no.
We all shared one room. I had some of us had our stuff stolen because like the guy's dad came in thinking it was his stuff and he took it.
Hmm.
When we first go through, he's like telling us, I don't even remember the guy's name, but he was like, yeah, some like people were like shooting up the house, like the neighborhood, so you can see like the gunshot like on, and we still live there. We lived there the entire summer. Crazy. We
Bro, why?
I don't it was like $25 a week or something like that. It was we made it work. Like the thing is, it was like our own house. Like there was no like he lived in another house and he let us live there and we lived there for a bit and then we just never left. Like it was like it's ghetto. Like the projects were probably
Bro,
like 4 or 5 blocks away. Like I walked past the ghetto to get to that
that
house.
ghetto, bro. Not good.
Ghetto. Not
Wait,
good.
and as you were going through, you didn't think maybe we should mention this to someone? Maybe we should.
First year, didn't know. I was like, this might be normal. And then it was just like, sure. We were all like, sure. Me, Blake, and
That
Austin, we were like, sure.
that's wild, dude. That's a wild. When you're out there and you start finally figuring it out, how'd it go for you overall? Like, there's 4 ways it can go, right? It either starts off good and ends good, which is
Yep.
the good stuff.
Mhm.
It starts off good and it ends poorly. Or the opposite, right? Where it starts out bad and it gets good, or bad and stays bad. What was your trajectory over the summer?
So my trajectory was like decent, like solid, like he's kind of figuring out. And then I hit a wall and I never got it. Like it never clicked
Oh
for me.
shit.
Like first time, I remember the first time we get to whatchamacallit, what's Sunday meeting? We're battling. I won in logs with like 4 the first week. Like no idea what I'm doing. And it's funny because I made a bet with someone and she wasn't there. And I was just like, wait a minute, people leave this? I was like, I didn't know you can leave. Especially because I didn't have a car. I was just like, oh shit, she left. And I text her. I'm like, hey, are you all right? And she's like, yeah, I just had to go home. And I'm like, oh, okay, keep it pushing.
Wow. Did you in that summer ever have like moments where you're like, I need to go home. I don't want to, this is not for me.
So I think almost like every week during that summer, I cried. But I'm one of those people who was just like, I'm a man of my word. I said I'm gonna finish, and I'm gonna finish regardless of what happens.
No, dude. That's
Yeah,
tough.
yeah, literally. I tanked. What I did good like my first 4 weeks, and then after that, just tanked it. And I was just like, I can't quit. Like I gave my word, and I cannot quit. And that's just who I am as a person.
I would agree. From what I know of you, for sure, brother. You got
Yeah.
a good compass there. Damn,
Mhm.
dude. What I mean, where does that come from? What do you attribute that to?
Oh man, I don't know. to be honest. Like I've always just stuck it through whatever I've been at, like until like the first thing, like I mean, to be honest, Southwestern was one of the first things I ever like sucked at. So that was a real slap in the face. Like that's a
Right.
wake up call. So I
Mhm.
was just like, ooh. But like before that, I kind of just like was used to just sticking through things no matter what happened. Like I was just like, it sucks, but like I'll get through it. Like it's not that bad. And it's like when you're in the moment, it felt bad. But like every Sunday, I was like, I can't quit. Like I don't want to give up on Maddie Greger. I didn't want to give up on like Amy. I didn't want to give up on like Austin and Blake and Brandon because we were all going through it at the same time. What I didn't know is that people cried. I thought I was the only one. Like I would bawl my eyes out every Sunday. Maddie, Millie, Tessa, everybody. I thought like crying was like not normal, but I did it every week, and that's the only way. Like I got through. I was like, get your shit together. Everyone's like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like everyone's
Yeah.
just powering through it. And I'm just like, I don't see no one else crying. Like I just gotta toughen up. Yep. Just cry,
Damn,
go
dude.
to the next store. Yeah.
How soon into the summer did you start? Like, did that start happening to you?
Dude, maybe like the second week. So like the second or third week, 'cause like I was doing decent. They were like, yeah, you're doing all right. Like you're selling stuff. You're not doing too bad. And then when you start hitting like 3 0 days in a row, then it's like, well, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And they start checking on you. Then you start following, and then you watching people do some magic with their words, and you're like, oh my god, they just sold something. And I'm like, why can't I do that? And I was like, I can do that because they can do that because they're not special. Like, so like it started
Damn.
happening when I put all that pressure on myself to like go and kick ass, and I did it. And reality was like, you're not good at this. Like you just gotta embrace it. And I did not. Like I rejected that, and I just pressure, and I cracked. Like how pressure either turns you into a diamond or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not a diamond. Not a diamond
Not
when it comes to when it comes to sales. Not a diamond.
not a
Absolutely not.
diamond.
Not at
Not
sales.
me. But wow, dude, that's. But here's the thing, though. You're not alone. You were not alone. There were so many people that I had a hard time. They just really had to power through. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Not everyone, right? But not everybody's the same. And I think everybody at least cried once. If you went through a summer and you didn't have a hard like cry,
Whew.
you weren't trying like that. There's no
No,
way. There's no
no.
way. It's so insane. It's like
It's
one of the hardest things
intense.
ever. Yeah, dude. Mentally, it's just so
It's
brutal.
intense. It's like
But it's so
if
good too.
like on the back end, I'd love it, and I would go through those 2 summers, and I would do it again. But man, oh man, were they tough? Like wow, like it was only 13 weeks. Those 13 weeks felt like years, like years.
Yeah, in the middle of it hurts.
Yeah,
Were you ever off schedule? I was
I
way off schedule. My third summer.
I would say like not like off schedule because you're a walker. It's kind of hard. Like you can't really take a detour. But like I would like, I'm not gonna knock on that door. I'm gonna sit down for like 20 minutes, and like you
Oh,
just
right.
start like you sit down, you get comfortable. I never like took a nap because it's like you would take a nap outside. But like I would just like sometimes like lightly knock on the door, like, oh,
Like the
no
cat
one.
scratch.
Yeah. Oh, no one's home. Keep it pushing. And like that's how I got off schedule. Like my first summer, like I just didn't try as hard as I thought I should, but I also went into robot mode a lot. Like I just got out of it, and I'm just like,
You know,
yeah,
but I wonder. I mean, in a lot of ways, that's on you, right? I mean,
yeah,
there's like some ownership that needs to be taken by people who were off schedule, myself included, right? I'm the first one to be like, yep, I was totally doing it.
yeah,
However, on the other side, there's also a little bit about like, I mean, there's no it's a lot to ask of a person to I missed that one. There's a lot to ask of a person who is living in the ghetto as you
uh-huh.
are, right? Who is walking like you are. Am I glitchy? Did I get blurry?
You got to blur it a little bit, but it's good.
It's saying my internet's weird. That's weird because I'm on landline or on the Ethernet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in some ways, it's also very tough to ask that. I mean, I'm not saying this is the case for everybody, but yeah, it's going to be hard when you put someone out there to try to get them to do
Hmm.
something that's already hard. Like people with cars that live in really nice HQs right next to in really nice territory. It's hard enough on those people, right?
Yeah.
So to throw like a person in there, in your situation, yeah, maybe it's also, I'm not trying to make excuses for you or for anybody, for
Yeah.
myself either, but there is something to say about like it's just interesting to me how there's like this aspect in sales where sometimes like you're expected to do great no matter what, like stuff it all away, and it's like, hey, like I'm a first year, and I can't, I live in a house where there's bullet holes. Maybe I should mention that without it being puke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I never really thought about it like that because, like, as a first year, you're kind of just like, well, this happens to everyone,
yeah,
like you're just like, oh, you don't know because your student leader's like, yeah, this is normal. Let's go bang out. Let's go jam. So like, I was just like, this is normal, and it's not them, it's me. Like, it's just like I started putting like when you go out there for what is it like 13 times 80 thousand, I think it's like 1,500 hours. Like the one thing I learned is like I put it all on me. I was like, I'm not performing, I'm not this, I'm not that, and it started just like getting to me. And that's where the pressure, I created my own pressure because I'm sitting there with my thoughts walking around like I am not good enough, I'm not good enough. I can self-talk all I want, but deep down in my head these thoughts are creeping up, and that's what got to me. I was just like, man, this is hard. Like I've never done anything as hard, and it got to me, and it was just oof.
but you still did. I mean, you still finished the summer, which
Yep.
is more than some people do,
Yeah, I did.
and you still, I mean, you still had a checkout. You still like were able to go back to the company and say, "Hey, I got a check." Like,
Yeah, I got like
it's a,
600 bucks. I was like, cool,
there
I'll
you
take
go.
it. I was
Look,
like,
if
I'm
you
gonna
break
ignore
even
the
on
tip.
that, mad power, right? Because that's hard. It's breaking even, honestly, is hard.
Yeah, I made like 500, and I'm like, as a walker, I made this much. I'm gonna come back as a driver and do it again. And I came back. And I
Is that
came
why?
back.
Were you like, did you feel like like you needed to challenge it?
Yes, I felt like, I dipped my toes in and I had an experience, and now that I know what I'm walking into, I can do it again and I can be prepared and I can be better. That's literally what was my mindset. I was like, I'm gonna give it one more shot. And like, you see you're surrounded with all these people who are really good. So it's like you're surrounded by them. So usually like you see that and you're like, I can do that. Like I was surrounded with like Emma, Tessa, Christian,
Yeah,
like those, like this is their
studs.
second year. So like I was folded around studs, like all of them, like Christian, Brian, Ryan, who else? Caleb Newman. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in our org. Amy
Oh,
was
but
our OL.
at that point, Caleb Newman would have been around for 3 or 4 summers, right?
I think 4 or 5, one of those
Yeah,
numbers.
Caleb was around even now selling. So yeah.
Yeah, he was like 4 or 5. I think that was his last summer. Tyler Sanders, who just got married. I don't know if you know Tyler. They're all like,
No.
it was not Danny. There was like the FSU kids
Danny
and the
Navarro?
UCF kids.
Narvaez?
Yeah, Danny. He
I
was
fucking
he
love
was like
Danny.
around. I don't remember exactly. Like it's all kind of blurry. But then we met up with like everyone in Florida for like the Battle of the Boulevard, I think it's called, or something like
Mhm.
that. And we met like all of us, and then you start hearing about everyone, and you're just like, I'm surrounded by these people. Obviously, like if I stick with them, we're gonna be all right. So that was my mentality going into my second summer.
And you felt like there was a part of you that was like, maybe I shouldn't do this. Like you were bought it even during the middle of the summer, or was there a point where you're like,
It was a part of me, but then again, I gave my word that I would do it, and if I give my word, I'm gonna be. I am a man of my word. That is who I am, and if I don't have my word, I don't have nothing. That's what I believe. So I was like, I already told Amy at checkout, I'm going to be back and I'm going to be better, which are both true. Both were true. So we did it, but obviously emotions come in the way. And that is why number 6 out of the list that you showed me, that is why the one that stick the most was I will be the master of my emotions, because I was an emotional train wreck.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we all were though, but that's okay. Bro, we're at 54. I think you're gonna be eating some hot sauce.
Oh man, it's time to go. I think my mom's calling.
Oh, people have no idea. This is a hot as shit sauce, man. You're, it's gonna
I'm a man.
hurt.
It's
It's
gonna be
gonna hurt
fun.
going in and out, bro.
You know what's fun? I'm a man of my word. Like I've been saying, I think I said like 6 times today. You'll see the video. It'll be there. I might, if I go to Oregon, I'll do it in your face. How about that? You can record me doing it, and then I will post it.
This is fun. This is a good way to deal with the issue, right? I mean, hopefully people are like, oh my God, that was one right there, 55, my good sir.
So the funny thing is I can't hear it because I'm so used to it. So I'm just seeing a counter just go up like every 45 seconds. And I'm like, oh, no, oh, damn.
Oh, you can't hear it at all?
No, I've been living with it for, like, there was one time I tried replacing all of them, still beeps. And I'm like, well, I tried. At least I tried. I've been living with it. No, I've been living with it. Like, I don't hear it. Like, you can hear it, but me, nah. Literally,
That can't be healthy. You should go get that checked out.
I can,
bro.
I have good hearing. I just can't hear that. Like, that's
I know it's kind of like when you live by the train. You know, first couple weeks, you're like no, but then you know after you make a habit out of it after 21 days, you're like I cannot hear anything.
Yeah, no, I'm just like
that would drive me bananas. Sandwich.
We only have like. Oh man, what flavor can I put inside this hot sauce? What other flavor can I put? Like a side of buffalo, side of ranch, like a side of honey mustard.
You want ranch if you want a different ranch. We're eating some of the bomb. It's the worst one, bro. Oh, this is gonna be gold. I mean, honestly, you know, we could try to push along as fast as possible for your sake, but you're gonna be shitting your brains out.
Let's just have fun with it and see where life takes us, right?
That's right, baby.
Let's just see where it goes.
That's exciting. Now this is unique. You said something about the fact that you went back to the same HQ your second summer.
Yes. So we went back to Tennessee, like my org. So my org was
crazy.
Me, Robert, Millie Thacker, Lauren Tierney, and Dragon Nessick. Mm-hmm. And Amy actually asked me, she's like, are you okay with going back? And I'm like, yeah, like I'm cool with it. So they were like, yeah, we're just gonna set you back. So it wasn't the house, it was the house I was in before I left. It was Jackson's HQ. So it's an hour north of where I was selling.
Okay.
So like that was where we stayed for like the first 2 weeks, week and a half, and then we moved into the ghetto.
So I see. So you went back to the first. Okay.
The first HQ, yeah, the first HQ, and I was like, "Oh, hello." She's like, "How's Jackson doing? How's Tom?" Like, she started asking me about like everyone from last summer because I was there. I was like, "Yeah, you know, they're doing great." Jackson, I think he like left the company to go. I think he went to Tom Edwards. Is that what it's called? The Suits.
Tom James.
Tom James. He did that. Thomas, he went go get married, and then like they were asking, like she was like, "How was your summer?" And I'm like, "It was great, and I'm back, and I'm ready to do better." It was like really cool, and then she like told us about like the house and like how it's still in good shape. It was like really neat to like go back to a familiar place, and then we met her son. I didn't meet her son last summer, but I met her son the second summer, and he was like, "Oh yeah, like I remember you guys. You guys were super cool, super nice, super friendly." So it was dope.
Dude, that's cool. Not many people will have that experience. They go back to the same HQ. There's a couple times that's happened, and I've had people who lived in the HQ that I had before, and they had similar experiences, which are really interesting. Names shall not be named, but we had a weird. I've told the story of the show before. It's been told a couple times, but it is one of the. It was just a super funny, just a really funny HQ situation overall. But I'll spare you so that way we can keep the counter low.
I mean, I'm only 10 away. So I mean, it's at 10 away, and we still got parts to go. I lost. It's okay.
Dude, I can't believe you guessed 70.
I thought wrong. I said 1 a minute. No, it's like 3 a minute.
It just depends. It comes and it goes. No, this is yeah. Long story short, it was just a family that had 3 young girls, and it was just
okay.
It was just they were not. One of them has now since then gone, and there's been like some psychological stuff that's happened, and it was just this interesting situation. She's more of a quiet, shy person.
Okay.
There was this girl. Okay, see, she had a bearded dragon. Okay. And we
Okay.
had there was 3 of us in a room with no AC, middle of the summer, and it was maybe 10 by 10. Like no,
Oh,
it was like 7 by 7. It was a tiny little room. It had a bunk bed, and I slept on a yoga mat because the dog pissed on my sleeping bag, which then it pissed on a bunch of other shit that I had. Yeah, it was odd.
oh
But
no.
bro, so get this. So one day there's no electricity or lights in the room, so the only way that it gets lit up in the morning when we wake up when it's still dark
Uh-huh.
is the hallway light that's conveniently right
Okay.
at the in the hallway. So there's like this silhouette. I'm only saying that so I can paint this picture. There's a silhouette here.
Hmm.
And the first day we take our cold showers, which are automatically cold because we're up, and because of the plumbing, whatever. It's extra cold. So we're like, okay, whatever. And we're getting dressed. And as I'm getting dressed, I look over and this girl is holding her bearded dragon and she's petting it. Like just like this. Just just like slowly caressing its back. Like caressing its back. And I go, and I like look at my brother when Danny was with me. Danny, my brother,
Yeah.
it was his first summer, and my buddy Manny. And we look over, and she's just doing this. And she's looking at in the silhouette, bro. So like it just looks like a horror movie. She's got the short blonde hair. She's a skinny little girl, like almost like. And she
What state is
goes,
this? Like, where
"This
is
is in
this?
Massachusetts,
Okay.
where the witch hunts were in that area." And so
I was there when I went to Boston. I went to Salem, so I know exactly what you're talking
well, no,
about. Oh man.
fun fact. Salem is actually Salem. What is Salem today? According to, I haven't actually never Googled this, so I don't know if this is accurate. So people tell me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong about this, but I sold in a town called Middleton, Massachusetts, where the actual witch trials were at. That
Okay.
used to be what was known as Salem. They moved the town over to get off of that bad juju. They never changed the name though. So Salem
Uh-huh.
is not actually where they happened. I mean, I'm sure some happened. They were happening all over the fucking state, but like
Yeah.
like the major ones. Um, and so anyway, it's like all that area. It's not a big state. So
No.
anyway, so we're sitting there, and this girl's looking at us, and she whispers, but just enough so we could hear it. She's like, "She ate all the crickets. She ate all of the crickets," and just dead ass looking at us in the face, and we're like,
Nope. Time to go.
"How long have you been standing there?" And she's like, "A while." And we're like, "What the fuck?" Dude,
Time to go
we stayed
outside.
there all summer, bro. Later in the summer, a couple weeks later, she came up to me where we're like getting ready to go in the morning. Hell, oh no, it was like a Sunday afternoon when we were back from a Sunday meeting. And she looks at me and she's like, "Do you know you talk when you sleep?" And I was like, "How do you know that? Why do you know that?" And she goes, "I watch you guys sleep sometimes. You all
Oh,
do it."
oh no. Woo.
It was bad, dude. Such a funny situation though, because
You know
I
it's
mean, the house was 250 years old. Like literally, it was around before it's older than the country. It was like literally like what they settled. Like
oh, it's
it's
one of
like a
those
house that was,
houses.
yeah, it's like old as shit. It's one of the oldest houses in the country because they all are. I mean, it's just because that's where it started.
That's
Like
where it
that's where the
started.
country started. Crazy, bro.
You know what's
Uh,
funny though? You're probably saying your book talk, your sales talk in your sleep, and she probably knows the sales
yeah.
talk.
Oh, absolutely. Because I don't talk in my sleep unless I was in the middle. In the summers, I would talk in my sleep. Apparently, according to
I,
this lady, this girl.
that's all I could think about. He's like, "Hey, are you the mom of the house?" That's all she
Yeah,
hears all
it's like,
night.
have you not heard about me? And she's like, yes, I have. And I can't hear her. Damn, dude.
Oh man,
And you know what's crazy? So that was 2013. So we're coming up here.
okay,
The girl's got to be 20, 21 years old now. That's like she's like a full blown adult
she's
living a
grown,
life.
grown.
That's bananas. Ooh, look at this. That's 69, baby.
So what happens if my internet just disconnects right now? Like if I go on my phone?
I guess we're done with this episode, you know?
I guess so. What a way to end it. Right at 69. Isn't that our
Oh,
number? What a number.
you
169,
I mean,
69.
you have 8 more to go before you gotta go eat wings. You know what I'm saying? But you're about to lose at least your side. Where I mean, really, what this means is I'm not gonna have to eat them.
No matter what happens. Yep.
Yep, because there she goes.
I said
I'm safe. Okay, now we can, if you want to, we can go into how your second summer went
Oh,
and then
okay.
ponytails, because I mean that's a natural trajectory that we can talk about. And maybe we can talk about it normally, but maybe we get it done before it gets to 79. Because
No,
I
no
said
shot.
78, right?
You said 79. You said
Okay,
79.
so once it hits
70,
80,
78 are the cutoff.
once it hits 80, wow, yikes.
It's whatever. I'll have fun. I'll try something new.
Oh my God. Okay. But anyway, go on. So you're
Second
now
summer,
second summer. You're back, same area, redemption
same
year.
area.
Let's
So
go.
I was, instead of Jackson, Tennessee, I am in Weakley County, which is that literally. So it's I don't remember the name, but it was Jackson City, the county right above is where I sold. So
Okay.
like I was like 30 minutes away from where I sold last year, and yeah, it was the same trajectory. I was like, I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna lock it in, and boom, boom, we hit first week solid. Second week solid. Actually, second week I had like my best week ever, like better than
Let's
all of
go.
my first summer. And then it's funny. I had my best week ever. My what's it called? Nah, not the alternator belt rips. I lose my tablet, and like something else happens. So like that was after my best
The
week
timing
ever.
belt? Is it?
The belt, yeah, my timing belt, the strip came off. Like it was dangling on the
Oh,
floor after a Sunday meeting on the way home, so I couldn't sell because I had to get that fixed. So after my best week ever, all this happens to me, and like my tire pops, all within Sunday or like Sunday. So I cry. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? This is bullshit. Like I just worked my ass off to do the best I ever did. Tears. I remember this because I called Maddie that week, and I'm like, Maddie, I just had my best week ever. And all this is happening, and she's like, Ray, you got this. Like you're good. Like when you hit your best week ever, usually shit hits the fan, and this is how it tests you. So
it's true.
we're riding this high, and then we kind of just go down again. Like we just a couple weeks later, we hit a wall, and we ride that wall all the way to the end, and then I actually end up switching territory. I end up going to Murfreesboro. I go to Ryan Davis's mom's house in Gatlinburg, and that's where I finished my summer. And I was with
Let's go.
Adrian, Brian, and Ryan, and we just yeah in Murfreesboro. So I was like selling an hour south of Nashville or something like that.
That makes sense. Dude, that's so trippy because that HQ must have been legit. She probably understood the assignment of what it was to be an HQ mom, Mrs. Davis or Ryan's
Yeah,
mom.
she just let us do her thing, and she did her thing. We had like the upstairs to ourselves. It was like 4 people, 5 people in this HQ at this point, all within like one room.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was fun. Like coming home was fun. That's the first time I learned about Hamilton. The
The musical, yeah.
so that was the alarm for my friends, and I'm like, what is this? I'm trying to lock it in, and they're singing Alexander Hamilton, and I'm just like, what is going on? I was
That's a
so
bop.
lost. Apparently, I still haven't listened to it this day, but that's how I was exposed to it. See, like I'm just like, no, like that's like when you have an alarm, you hate your alarm, whatever that noise is. It's like PTSD.
Yeah, because you hate it afterwards. You're like, I don't
Yes.
ever want to do this in my life ever again. It ruins songs for you if you pick a song that you like.
So they had Alexander Hamilton as their alarm. Like they had like a certain song
Mm,
from the show. So like whenever people talk about Hamilton, I'm like, yeah, I heard it's good, but like I just never watched it like you should. And then I'm just like, I'm good. Because I would
nah.
wake up at 5:30, 5:40, like 5:46, and all you hear is I don't know the song. I just hear start rapping and like dancing, and I'm just like, okay.
Damn, dude. That's a tough second summer though. It sounds like. I mean, it tested you, but in a whole different way. Well, I guess you probably also recognize that this was going to be tough in the first place. So was it a different kind of toughness, or did it all feel about the same?
It felt the same, but at an elevated level because like I knew what I was walking into. So I was just like, Ray, like you can't let what happened last summer happen again this summer. Like you had to like keep it going.
Hmm.
Like just try your best and see what happens at the end. Like It was better than last year. Like I sold something like literally every day. It was kind of weird. Like every day it'd be like, okay, we're getting a sale. You know how the system works. Like there's always a sale, but it was a very consistent sale, but it wasn't like exponential. It was very linear. So it'd be like kids book, kids book, kids book, kids book, kids book. Two customers, call it a day. Like every day, like at the same time, like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, right before dark, like when everyone's getting home, sell kids book. Slinging them. I could sling them. Core books, don't know why, as like a math nerd, couldn't sell them. Kids books, I love, like it was so easy.
It's rough.
Oh yeah.
The kids books are fun. Oh shit, my man.
Oh
You're gonna
man.
be eating some hot wings.
That's okay. It's gonna be one.
You just gotta eat one wing, and then we'll put like cool, nice sauce on the other ones.
So we need bread, milk. That's
ketchup.
all ketchup. Really?
Ketchup's supposed to help. I think. I don't. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know, but I just know ketchup and milk, and I'm eating a wing in boom sauce.
Oh, the bomb! It's called the bomb. Beyond insanity. I've had it. It's fucking awful. It's in Kansas City. It's
cool.
Really the worst.
Well, I have to try it now. I don't really have a choice.
I mean, it's a thing where you're like, hey, I did that once. You can now watch Hot Ones and be like, yeah, that is complete ass. It's the worst. I mean, at least some hot sauces are delicious. Like you got that mango habanero. Sometimes with the really hot, you're like, oh, but that mango habanero tastes good. No, this is
just bad.
This is awful.
Exponential. Like, is it exponentially just whoop, straight?
It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away for a while.
Oh. Okay,
it's
so I'm
kind of
drunk before I have this. Cool.
Probably. You might throw up actually, so maybe not. Don't get drunk. Just get a little buzzed.
Cool. A couple shots, like 2 shots, 3 shots, and then just take it.
I mean, yeah. I have a couple questions left for you that I'm curious, and then we can go into ponytails. But when you look back at an experience like that was brutal, like that was kind of really, really difficult, and now you're looking at this now, and you're it's been 4 years. You've moved, you've grown, you've changed. Things have happened in your life.
Mm-hmm.
What do you look back fondly of? Maybe what do you look back not as fondly of? Like when you reflect back in general, what do you think of? Is it more positive? Is it more negative? What are some of the thoughts and emotions you have towards it?
So, number one, I suck at sales. Cool. I've accepted that.
Not necessarily, but okay. I hear you. I mean, you might those sales you're maybe not so good at, but
like the biggest thing that I learned and the biggest thing I tell everyone about Southwestern, what it did for me is it taught me how to keep my emotions in check. Because like before those 2 summers, I was the biggest crybaby in the world. Like I would cry for everything. And when you go out there, there's no one out there like telling you, like helping you out. So like for me, it taught me to be like, Ray, like you need to control your emotions. Like you have to. Like there's like no one's coming to save you, nothing. Like you have to just own it and embrace it and just ride the waves, but always be higher than the waves. And that's the biggest thing like I appreciate from Southwestern is that it helped me be the masters of my emotions. Cause like you met me at Bizzler. Everything about me was like rock solid.
Right. Yeah. No, I was gonna say, like, to hear you even say that you were super emotionally cried all the time, like, I can't picture it because that's how much you've grown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that was, I mean, you are very mature, very even keel, very calm, collected. At least my experience has been that way with you. Yeah.
So like that's why I appreciate what I do. Like I have a medal hanger and it's still the Southwestern one, and I have like my gold award, my gold suit award, and then all my obstacle course races. I still have my IDs from Southwestern because it always reminds me, like, dude, like you need to control your emotions.
What up, ponies? One quick jockey spotlight over to Cardinal Senior Benefits. I want to shout out my girl Greta. If you guys want more information on what it's like to be a single person and working for a badass company where you can earn a ton of money, how flexible is it, Andres? Well, go check it out. Greta's episode is number 85. But let me tell you, it's pretty flexible. It can touch its own toes. Yo, everybody. Time to get off schedule real quick. Guys, if you still like the grind and maybe you have an opportunity to go make a shit ton of money by doing so, actually real money, make sure you guys hit up EnLight.Energy. Alex Black is in Florida and they are crushing it. They are also able to work with you in any state that you're in. But it's pretty badass because the solar industry is blowing up and there is nothing stopping you from making like well well over 6 figures to feed your family or your dogs or just you if you're alone. Sorry about it. Talk to yourself.
because that was if I was gonna walk away with anything, that's what I walked away with, and I'm okay with that. Cause like, man, I used to be a baby. Like, wow. Like, I wish I could explain it, but it's like I'm so even keeled now, and I know how to think on my feet, and it just helped me out to get where I am now. It's just like I understand the game that I play because of Southwestern. Like, it opened my eyes to be like, you need to be at this level if you want to compete. So I call life a game. Like, life's a game when you get to the nitty gritty of how I think about it. And it's like, if you want to, you got to play the game to win. Whatever you want to win, you got to do it. And you just have to be able to make sure you're constantly aware and constantly in check with yourself before you can play the game. Because if you're not okay to play, you're going to lose. And I hate losing. I'm a sore loser. That's why when I sucked for 2 summers, it destroyed me. But like when the person who came out after it is an even better person, because I was like, I know the game that I play and I know what I have to do to win the game. I don't necessarily have to like the game, but I want to win.
Right. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, look at you. Oh, you bad motherfucker. Let's go.
That's me.
Ray Barros. Look at that. I'm still counting so we know how many we end up with.
Oh yeah.
Well, bro, I mean, I love it. You want to jump into some ponytails?
There's one, because I mean we talked about this last week, so I've been thinking, and there's one story that comes to mind that I was just like, what happened? Like my first summer, second or third week, I'm walking down this road that has a hill, and there's this house, and I knock on the door. Daughter, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, like that teenage years, not like older teenage, but like younger teenage. She's like, cool, stop by when mom's home. I'm like, okay, cool. So, it's like after 6, after 7, and I go and I talk to mom, and mom's like, yeah, we want the whole thing. And I'm like,
Oh,
okay. This is my first summer too, so like this is like weird. So I'm just like, I'm gonna take this as a 0 down and see what happens. They were like, we will have the money by the end of the summer, and you know how they feel about 0 downs. They're like,
yeah.
don't get too excited.
They're
So
also, they call them weak orders.
yeah. Yes. So it was a week order. And so end of the summer comes around, and I remember, and I go to this house, and I'm just like, we'll see what happens. So I get to this house, and I pull up in the car. She comes out already, like before I even knock on the door. She's like, oh my God, we were waiting for you. And she was like, how much was it again? I was like, what is it, like one? She was like, I was like 1,900. Some she's like, okay, I'll be right back. I'm like, okay. Wait outside. I'm like, what's happening? Boom. I come out, cash like this big.
No way.
She's like,
You
I got
tell.
it all. So she's like, it's like 1,956 cents. Here you go. And I'm like, huh? What just happened? I'm just like, oh my God.
No way, bro.
Down to the penny. I'm talking about, I was like, I've never had like this much cash in my fanny pack all at once this like all summer. Like, this is insane.
No way, bro.
Bro,
That's crazy.
best moment ever. I was like, she came through on a week
A
order.
week order, 0 down for the bag, and she came through.
She came through
That's
down
fucking
to,
crazy.
I was like,
I mean, everyone's had big week orders that come through, but a week
bag,
bag order,
week
that's
bag came through.
bananas.
Yeah, that was honestly like the one story that I will never forget. There's 2 more, but those are a little bit more like hurtful. Like they're more emotional. So I don't know if you want to hear
Oh,
those ones.
I'm down. It's your show, brother.
Dude. Oh,
It's your
dude.
show.
So I told my friend I was going to be on this podcast, and I actually told him these 2 stories, and they still hit 4
Then
years
hell
later.
yeah, I want to hear them. I mean, if you're cool, I mean, it's
I'm
again, it's
cool. I'm cool.
I'm not gonna dig if you don't feel like it's whatever you're comfortable with.
I like these stories because it helped build me as a person, because it shows me how lucky I am. Because like the first one, there's 2 of them. So the first one is like north of it's like country-ish. I'm driving. This is my second summer. They're both my second summers. And I get to this house, and I get there. Dad's a truck driver. Mom, stay-at-home mom. Cool, really nice. Dad's like, I want to get the My Phone Awards for my daughter for her birthday. I'm like, cool. We'll do half down. Mom is like, whatever, right? Usually mom takes care of education. Nah, dad took care of everything. Cool. I come back. deliver these books is freaking crazy. And I go to the dad's home. He's not as happy as last time because I brought his books. He was like, these are the books I got from my daughter. And I'm like, he was like, yeah, did you hear what happened? And I'm like, happened with who? He was like, my wife. And I'm like, no, like I honest, like we're disconnected from the world. And she was like, yeah, so she left me and like she stole all my money and now she's like a coke addict and she's like selling drugs. And I was just like,
Holy shit.
yeah. And he was just like, yeah, I have no money. She left me. Like she got locked up, got out, and like she's gone with the wind. And like, and he was like, I still have to pay for these books though, because they're for my daughter. So he's like, he
Bro.
still had it. And I was just like, what the fuck? Literally, I was just like, I was so sad for them because like he genuinely wanted, like, he did this for his daughter. And then his wife literally like ruined his life because she took all his money and she disappeared and now he's by himself as a single dad. And I'm just like, wow. And then the reason that relates to me is my dad left when I was 3.
Oh, bro.
So like it's hitting home that like this man is like
Oh,
all this shit's happening, but I got to do what I got to do for my daughter because I love my daughter. And I was like, fuck. And I was like, that's hard. Like I have that picture of taking a picture, delivering the books with the daughter to this day as one of my favorites on my phone. I was tired as shit.
bro.
You can see it in my eyes, but like it was hard for me emotionally to like just hear that, especially for someone who didn't grow up with the dad. And the dad is like, I got this. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a big like dad moment to me.
That's crazy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
What a tough day. You know, it's funny because a couple episodes ago, and this has come up a little more recently in the last few episodes, but people, without prompting, people have talked about uh how people change after you come back. 'Cause like sometimes you'll like meet them and they'll buy or they won't buy, you know, and you go back
Mm-hmm.
for deliveries and it's like a whole different situation. Uh, and
Yeah.
like that, like someone got left and the mom turned into a drug addict. I told this already, but Naomi James, the family was dead. Like it was like crazy stuff like that where like things happen. You're like, what the hell? In 3 months. And it gives you an example of how quickly your life can change. I mean, when you met
Yeah.
them, you know, mom seemed fine, everything looked good around the house. Little did you know in 3 months, literally, maybe less than 3 months.
It's like
By the end of
honestly
that
like a month and
summer,
a half, month and a half. This is like midsummer.
wow, dude. That's crazy.
And then the second one, even worse. So it gets better. I remember to this day, as soon as I left the house, we had like the group chat with voice memos. I bawled and I bawled in the group chat and I'm like, guys, we're so blessed to have the job that we do. Like we're taking shit for granted. Cause what happens, I go to this house, it's low income housing, like roof's barely together. It's really bad. You know, when it kind of smells like that type of situation. I know you know what I'm talking
Hmm.
about.
Hmm.
I go
Hmm.
in, it's dad, mom, grandma. Dad, grandma, love the kids' books. Absolutely. Grandma loves it so much, she put part of her welfare check to the books, half down, half on a strong order. Yep. I'm talking about mom and grandma and dad are so excited. Mom, not with it at all. Right. So I walk out, I'm like, cool, I got it, keep it pushing. Delivery week comes around, we come back. There's almost the same story, but this time mom is now passed away.
Yikes.
Yeah, so I delivered the books, and they're like they were excited but disappointed because one of the last memories they had was having an argument about buying books.
Oh no,
Mhm.
dude.
So she didn't want the books, but dad and grandma really wanted them. So when I
Damn.
come by, I'm just like, that fucking sucks, man. Like, because it's like dad and grandma were so excited to show her how these books can be beneficial to help their daughter, but she never had an opportunity to see it because it was over. And it was just
Dude.
yeah, like it's like that one hurt really bad because I was just like, what the fuck, man? Like how like she didn't even have a chance to see the books. Like she saw the demo book, but she never really saw the books and saw what the book could have done to change because education can change the world. Like if you're
Yeah.
knowledgeable, like she never had an opportunity to see what it could done because she passed away. And I was just, I bawled my eyes out. I was like, I can't do this. Like I need a minute to gather myself because that shit hurt me. Because I was like, yeah, yeah. Those are the three stories I remember
Bro,
the most. Both of those happened at my second summer. Both of those
that's
stories.
crazy, bro. That is crazy. That's a lot to deal with. But it's a real life lesson, you know.
Yeah,
Shit
like
happens, man. Be thankful for what you got. Count your blessings every day.
it's
Damn,
like
son.
it's like I came back and I'm just like every now and then it hits me that like I'm blessed to do what I'd be able to do. Like I'm blessed that like I live in a situation where I get to travel. Like I'm free and like I graduated school and all these things. Like I get to live my dream. And there's some people who don't because like life's just not fair. So like it's always good. Like because it's weird because I'm very like always look forward, always look forward, always look forward. Like graduated school, go find a job. Like that's what happened when I graduated. But then there's always sometimes I look back and I'm just like, wait, look what I've been doing these past couple months. I I I run obstacle course races at different states. I go out of countries. I go on vacation. I do this. I do that. I do this. Like I'm fucking lucky, you know. And those are the things you need to appreciate because some people don't even have the opportunity to do that. Like a lot of people that I saw that I talked to, they didn't have an opportunity to do that. Like I, there's one I left them. I think I left them half a set of the I left like I gave it to them. I felt so bad for them. They just didn't have the money. And I'm talking about I was in an area where there was no service. Like I was in the boonies. I couldn't I kind of got lost on the way home. Robert was calling me and he was like, Ray, where you at? And I just don't have service. And I remember I talked to them and they were just like in a rut. Mom and dad were jobless and dad is like gonna go apply for firefighter. And I like in a rush left them like half a set of the I forgot the name of the books. The
Explore and
it's
learns.
not the Explorer, the one
Ask
before that.
me's.
Ask-me's. I left them half a set of Ask-me's and I'm just like, just have it. Like you guys need it. Like I want to give this gift to you because I feel like it'll help change you guys. Like and those like that perspective has humbled me a lot. And that's
Right.
why I
Yeah.
appreciate what I do. Like that's why I have the person that I am because of what I saw. Those 2 summers changed me for the better. And I always tell people you should have seen me before I sold books. I was a hot mess. I was a arrogant little douchebag, as I like to say, like an arrogant little nerd.
Arrogant, crybaby douchebag is what you're saying. These are all the
Yeah, like,
things you've said about yourself prior.
yeah, like
But
looking
now
back.
you're a badass, calm, even keeled, emotionally intelligent human being, full grown ass
Absolutely.
man. Boom, baby.
Boom, 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 bang. That's me.
My guy.
That's
That's
right.
you.
That's
That's
you.
Ray. Whew. My brother. Well, you're gonna be. Let's see how good you keep track of your emotions when you're eating the hottest sauce. Man.
We're gonna be
Uh,
cool.
for
We're gonna
those
be
of you, wondering or listening in only, think you're making it through the 104 beeps
cool.
that ended up being so far, and there could be a couple more as we're closing. So on that note, my man, thank you so much for being here. Was it fun? Did you have an okay time?
Yeah, yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Hey, I want to thank you for opening up and talk about some of this stuff because I know it's not easy, and I know it takes a lot to kind of go back and face some of the stuff that you maybe weren't so proud of, or not even that you weren't proud of, but the stuff that you haven't thought about in a while that was hard to think about, you know. And
Yeah,
that takes some guts, man. So I appreciate that.
thanks.
Really do, really do. Hey, pleasure to know you, man. It's good to know you. I'm happy to be your friend, and I'm gonna be laughing my ass off when you eat these hot ones. So let's go.
I will cross that bridge when I get there. I'm not.
But hey, you owe it to me. You gotta do this before the end of the year.
So I have before December. Okay, so
You don't have
realistically,
to come up to Portland if you don't want to. Ooh, the 105.
so my plan is to actually go to Portland in November. If I
Oh,
can get
really?
it, if my schedule is right, it's like right after EDC weekend. So I was gonna take the week. It's the 15th through the 19th, but I know you guys might go out of town. So I got to figure this out. Like I have to figure
No.
it. You
We'll
guys
be
might.
here.
It's either that week or the week of Thanksgiving.
The week of Thanksgiving, we will not be here.
Okay.
But let's just talk about this. We'll talk about the stuff of the show. But anyway, point is, we're trying to figure out when to do it, and this is gonna happen for the other. So if you can't make it up here, I'll pay for the sauce to get shipped to your damn house, and you can pick whatever wing joint you want. Tell me no sauce on it. I want you to dip it in that shit, and I want you to eat
Man.
it.
This is perfect because I just got my braces off, so I can eat bone and wings again.
Let's go. It's God ordained it. And go change the damn fire alarm. Do it again.
Go change like all 6 of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andres Gamboa. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening in. I've been with Ray Barros, and we have heard his alarm beep 606 times. So thank you for putting up with that. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. My name is Andres Gamboa. Have a good afternoon, evening, day, wherever you're at. Bye.